I just have to pop in here for a minute. Hopefully you can hear me a lot better now, as yeah, I hadn't adjusted my levels from other settings for other programs I was using, and I discovered as I was rewatching the footage before I mastered it to pop it up on YouTube that it was really hard to hear me. So I'm sorry about that, and also the creepy piano music is even more louder and impossible to hear me off. But I've got it fixed now, and hopefully I'll remember that in the future to make sure that I don't, cause that problem again. So just once again, sorry about the difficulty in hearing me through the rest of this video. Hello and welcome to another tutorial video. This video is designed to instruct on how to drift mine. Drift mining is an incredibly efficient mining technique designed to mine the maximum amount of minerals and expose the maximum amount of minerals at any given layer depth. Now, we're currently at a depth. Let me go over here. I'll show you. Down below us is bedrock. Down here is the lava layer. These stones were exactly where lava was spawning. I made these little things right here. So this is where lava is. So we go up a little bit from that. And this layer will deliver optimal results for, drift mining. You want to expose as many ore seams as possible. Now, first concept you have to understand is, what is a drift? A drift is simply a small tunnel bored through the rock. It's about this big, 2 blocks high, and 1 block wide, just enough for you to fit down. As you go through and you slam through the rock, you just look for any available ore around you, and you spot mine it out. Now the point is to get them way long down there through these small tunnels until you get to an end point, basically wherever you stop. Now what I'm running down right this moment is called a main drift. This is the first drift you bore out. It's straight into a gigantic section of rock. Scary noises. A gigantic section of rock that's basically just virgin. Hasn't been explored, has nothing in it. You basically haven't gone over there yet. And what you do is you bore down a single tunnel down here at the same 2-block method, and you place a TNT charge, cobblestone. 5 blocks, TNT charge, cobblestone. 5 more cobblestone blocks, TNT charge, cobblestone. And you keep doing that down the drift, down the long line, until you reach wherever it is you came in at. And then you literally wall up, place your last TNT charge, hopefully it lines up with the end of your wall. You set the charge off, and you block it off with a cobblestone. You want to make sure you block that off, otherwise the shockwave will come out and hurt you, damage you, possibly kill you, and causes bad things. And what this will do is create a nice 3x3 hallway that is as long as you made charges. It's not always exactly as neat, like something like dirt here or gravel or stuff will cause different propagation effects. Dirt and gravel don't muffle the explosion anywhere near as much as stone does. And you can see stone makes nice, more even, regular tunnels, whereas dirt and gravel cause these huge, unwieldy tunnels. Now, that's a main drift. Once you get to wherever you want at the end of the main drift, you can start boring out tunnels. Again, just like your main drift, 2 blocks high, 1 block wide. They're generally going to make a hole about 3x3 once you start setting off your explosions, with a 2-block gap in between. These 2-block gaps are important because as you drill down here, you expose this face of the ore, so you know exactly what every block on this section is going down the line. Same way here, you do that, you've already seen this inner block ring of 3x3, but you haven't seen this, you haven't seen that, you haven't seen the floor. So by blasting down the way, you get to expose these faces of rock, and thus you can explore a much larger given territory by only having to drill a small 2x2 tunnel. And, clean it up after the end just to make it look nice, or if you really don't care. And I haven't fully cleaned this tunnel up, but for the sake of this video, it shall do. Now, for the sake of expediency, I just decided to stop recording and start up recording at the end. We're at the end of that tunnel of which you were last seeing me, and this is to show you stage 1 of creating successive tunnels. I've already bored these 2 out, and when you're making a drift off to the side, first tunnel, any one of the side drifts off the main drift, is important because it basically determines how long all the successive tunnels in your drift are going to be. Basically whenever you get tired of drilling this one by one by one by one block string down, you start setting your charges and work your way back. You can do methods of counting for this first block string. It really doesn't matter so long as you keep it consistent, because you want to make a nice even line down. Now, before you can start going on that second group of tunnels, you have to take into account that there's going to be another tunnel over here. And we want to make sure that we have a way to get to it. And we also want to make sure we don't drive ourselves utterly insane when drilling it. So, we cut out 2-gap border. And notice I'm doing it 1 block away from this end wall, and that's simply because I want this wall to be destroyed when my final charges go off. So I have to take into account that the explosion will destroy this wall. So thus I'm drilling at this point. I'm simply drilling in. Now I know this stuff will be part of that exposed seam wall. I already know what all these blocks are, but I don't know what all of these blocks going down the line are. And this will be the edge limit of our blast. And this will be where the TNT charge is placed. I could do it now, but I don't necessarily want to. What I do want to do is place a little torch. That means that if I just go straight down this line all the way to the end, I'll come out in that long hallway way down there at the main drift. Or if I start down there at that long hallway at the end of the main drift and work my way down through the blocks, I'll reach this. And the torch right here is a nice indicator of, hey, you've reached the end, you can stop drilling now. Now, remember what I said, 3x3 block, so with a 2-gap block border, 2 blocks here, 1 block in, 1 block in, this will be where our tunnel will come out. So, let's again, fast forward. Here we go, we're at the back into our main drift. Ooh, creepy piano music. Oddly enough, we'll start doing our drill line down. Oddly enough, creepy piano music actually freaks me out more than, say, a mob spawn. As we're going down the line, also remember to apply torches. If don't want mobs to spawn, I have it on peaceful now simply because I just don't want mobs to spawn on me. And you may see it's dark down there. It's not actually dark. It's just so far away the game won't actually render it. So, let's keep going down the line. I'll probably cut parts of this out simply to make it not quite as crushingly long. Now, I have a lot of redstone, and redstone is slightly annoying because I just have so damn much of it. It takes so long to mine it up, it slows you down. And I have entire redstone patches back in other drifts that I haven't even gotten to, so I'm not even going to worry about that so much here. What I'm more on the lookout for is iron, coal, and diamond. This is actually a very good way of mass finding diamonds. You see we have some dirt here. At least dirt does not drop down on top of you. I've found at least 40 diamonds doing this method of drilling at this depth. Oh, dark again. Another patch. And so it is an extremely effective way to find diamonds because it exposes a large surface area continuously. You find them in nice, neat little clusters of 4x4. I got lucky once and found 7 of them all right next to each other. And you see, just keep going down the line. Keep going down the line. Now, this will be the pretty boring part, so I'll probably cut a large percentage of it out simply because it's just not all that important. So, sit back and relax, enjoy. Oh, one thing to note of which, when going down these lines, you don't have to be so concerned about filling in every single little void or gap. Because, quite simply, you're going to be blowing it up anyway, so no need to waste stone creating needless extra work for yourself. You're just going to be likely blowing it up anyway. Oh, gravel. Hate gravel. Falls from the sky and creates very badly shaped tunnels. As well as sometimes stopping the explosion in progress, which can become quite a really oddly experience if you run down a dark tunnel and you have unexploded charges in it, and you're clearing some gravel and suddenly, no, creeper, no. So let's fast forward some more. Okay, we're back again. I just quickly blocked this off so you can see the moment of breakthrough. Hooray! We've reached the end of our tunnel, the end of our journey. And just tracking back here a second to make sure I've realized what I've done. Now, to start the beginning of our charges, probably shouldn't have done that, but oh well. This is how you lay out a string. Oh, my nice little gold pimped armor. Switch that out there. Yes, I have a lot of TNT. Place 1 TNT, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, another TNT. Get rid of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, TNT. And this really gets down to the heart of how the explosion propagates down the tunnel. TNT, when it's confined by a tunnel, will blast only the rocks immediately adjacent to it and destroy them, which means, effectively, lots and lots of stone. That's something we have tons of, and when you blast through, it also pops blocks around it, so you have a line, tons of stone, more stone than you know what to do with. And so, really, this is efficient because so long as you're not blowing it up immediately adjacent to something you care about, you merely expose the sections of rock that you do care about. Now, the other trick is that in any section where TNT is not confined, like, say, a long open tunnel on the top line here through, it propagates farther, say 5 blocks. It won't push it at 5 blocks. It will merely activate the next charge down the string. Creepy music. So this allows you to create a string of explosions going down that all explode at one point and no further. Thus, your explosion will break a long, nice tunnel of rock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And TNT. 1, 2, 3, 4. I also try and recover my torches along the way, just so that I'm not wasting them. If you have a lot of coal, you can, say, waste them. But, I don't feel like wasting them, I have a lot of torches to go, a lot of drifts to do, so, and plus it's useful to just relight the tunnel you expose. So let's fast forward through this process. Now that you've seen that it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks down, block on top.